Wait, what's MetalStorm? It's a truly free-to-play game. Engage in live 5v5 air combat with friends and other real players across the world. Collect and upgrade the world's most advanced and legendary jets and dominate the skies. Available on both PC and mobile devices. Join for free today and conquer the skies. Only on MetalStorm.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we have a fan request. Mr. Ice2Go requested the F-111 aardvark. But before we get into that, y'all, please like, subscribe, and hit that noti bell. And if you want to see your name featured in our next video, drop it in the comments below. Maybe your plane and name will be with them. With that being said, here's our resident historian, Big Duke 6. Big Duke?
In 1986, Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi decided to F around and find out when he ordered agents to kill 2 U.S. servicemen in a nightclub in Berlin, Germany. In response, President Ronald Reagan decided to glass Gaddafi's compound near Tripoli. Designated Operation El Dorado Canyon, it was one of the first attempts to take down a vicious head of state with extreme prejudice. Tasked with the glassing was a squadron of 18 F-111 aardvarks supported by 4 EF-111s that were modified for electronic warfare to disrupt enemy radar. The F-111s dropped their ordnance on the compound, yet Gaddafi had escaped, though the glassing did adjust Gaddafi's attitude for quite a long time. The F-111 aardvark, created during the height of the Cold War, was originally to fit both the Air Force and Navy's requirements for a tactical fighter experimental program aircraft. Both the Air Force and Navy had their design concepts for meeting specific roles, but ultimately the Navy dropped out due to not wanting to be second fiddle to the Air Force. The rivalry strikes again. The F-111 had a rough start, but it went on to have a successful career with the Air Force. Many design innovations were given to the aardvark, which was considered to be a fighter-bomber interceptor. With NASA's help, the F-111 was the pioneer whip-wing design by incorporating swing wing design to help with takeoff and in-flight maneuverability while maintaining a very high speed with this truly innovative swing wing design. With the addition of terrain-following radar, another innovation, while being powered by a Pratt & Whitney turbofan afterburning engine that was also quite unique for the General Dynamics design and built the F-111 for the Air Force due to the Soviet Union shooting down a U-2 spy plane. The United States Air Force wanted a long-range supersonic fighter that could fly low, evading enemy radar. The result of this was the Tactical Fighter Experimental Program supported by Defense Secretary Robert McNamara, who proposed a multi-role aircraft for both armed forces to share. The Navy soon dropped out due to design, so the F-111B, with its design discrepancies, was scrapped. The prototypes had the Pratt & Whitney TF-30P1 afterburning turbofan engine. Furthermore, they were equipped with the AN/AWG-9 pulse Doppler radar to guide AIM-54 missiles, and the United States Air Force version had the AN/APQ attack radar and the AN/APQ-110 terrain-following radar with air-to-ground ordnance. At Carswell Air Force Base in Texas on December 21st, 1964, the F-111A made its first flight, only lasting 22 minutes due to flap malfunctions. The U.S. Air Force still considered it to be a satisfactory flight. The troubles with the early F-111 flights were due to a spike-shaped variable intake causing compressor surges and stalling during flight. The Air Force and General Dynamics collaborated with NASA to redesign the intake, eventually introducing the triple plow 1 and 2 designs, helping the F-111 achieve its Mach 1.3 in February 1965. Furthermore, stress cracks were forming on the wings, which necessitated a redesign of the attachment structure for the swing wings. They were revamped and made to withstand the rigors of flight. With the major problems in the F-111 aardvark was born as a supersonic medium multi-role combat aircraft that included attack, strategic bombing, reconnaissance, and electronic warfare. It was designated aardvark, which is an African word for earth pig, due to its long nose. As a matter of fact, the Australian Royal Air Force, I think, calls it the pig instead of the aardvark. The cockpit was an escape pod capsule. The wings swept from 16 degrees to 72.5 degrees and included leading edge slats and double slotted flaps their full length. Aluminum alloy was the frame composition, and the horizontal stabilizer was a stabilator. The front wheel landing gear door doubles as a speed brake mid-flight. Equipped with the AVQ-26 POV tackle targeting system, which had forward-looking infrared and laser designator rangefinder capabilities. The F-111s could carry 2 AGM-69 SRAM air-to-surface nuclear missiles, so it was nuclear capable. Each wing had 4 underwing pylons for a variety of uses. Tactical F-111s had pylon mounts on the inner swiveling rails for the AIM-9 sidewinders, while an Australian variant, F-111C, could carry the Harpoon anti-ship missile and the Popeye standalone missile. The first of the sweep wing design, the F-111 was the forebearer of the Sukhoi Su-17 fitter, the MiG-23 flogger, the Tupolev Tu-22N backfire, the Sukhoi Su-24 fencer, the Tupolev Tu-160 blackjack, the B-1B Lancer, the Panavi Tornado, and one of my all-time favorites, the vaunted F-4 Tomcat. The F-111 weighs 47,200 pounds with gross weight of 82,800 pounds with a Pratt & Whitney TF30-P-100 afterburning turbofan engine that moved the F-111 at Mach 2.5 top speed and a service ceiling of 66,000 feet and a climb rate of 25,890 feet per minute, which was a respectable climb. The F-111 had a few variants other than the F-111A base model. The EF-111 Raven was built to fill an electronic warfare jamming role, which carried an electronics warfare officer. The F-111C was exported to the Australian Royal Air Force and had a few design changes, plus it was called the Pig. In the 1990s, the F-111 received a comprehensive digital avionics upgrade program and a new POV-TOC designator sensor array and improved engine. The F-111D was an upgraded F-111A equipped with Mark II avionics, improved intakes, more powerful engines, and early glass cockpit design. Delivered in 1973, only the 27th Tactical Fighter Wing at Canada Air Force Base in New Mexico flew the variant. The F-111E was similar to the F-111A with those an analog design with simplicity of use. The F-111F with its Mark IIB modern avionics suite was produced for tactical air command. It also had powerful TF30P-100 turbofan afterburning engines. This was considered to be the Cadillac of the F-111 fleet. The FB-111 was the bomber version, mainly dealing with strategic bombing, and its components were added just for this task. When the B-1B Lancer joined the U.S. Air Force, the FB-111As were redesignated for tactical use, becoming the F-111G. The last of the F-111s in the United States Air Force were retired in '96, replaced by the F-15 Strike Eagle. The F-111 Aardvark, a.k.a. in Australia, the F-111 Pig, as it was known, served multiple engagements over its 30-plus years of service. In Vietnam, it flew over 4,000 combat sorties while only suffering 6 losses. By far the best loss ratio of the Vietnam War of any military aircraft. In 1991, during the Gulf War, the F-111 successfully completed 3.2 missions for every failed mission, better than any other strike aircraft in the conflict. It also completed quite a few standalone missions, like the one Gaddafi's when Ronald Reagan sent them to Glass's Palace in 1986. Though having a long and successful operational life, due to its relatively expensive upkeep, the F-111 was retired and replaced with newer, more inexpensive aircraft such as the F-18 Hornet and F-18 Super Hornet and the F-15 Strike Eagle. In MetalStorm, the F-111 Aardvark is an interceptor with good durability, decent speed, and decent agility, though it's not the best dogfighter because of it doesn't have great armor and it's not the best maneuvering in a dogfight. But you do have 6 hard-hitting, long-range radar-guided missiles that usually one-shot finch when they hit, which means 1 missile, 1 kill, as long as you got tone and get the hit. Splashing 1 bogey with extreme prejudice. So, come join MetalStorm by Starform. See if you can beat your opponents with the Aardvark. See if you can become an ace. Support your local dogfighter and use the Aardvark as a long-range support aircraft, protecting your buddies from high-flying dogfighters like myself. Ha ha ha. Hope to see you in Starform, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below, thumbs up, hit the bell button, subscribe. You know what to do. And until next time, this is Big Duke 6.